All right, take a look at this one. All right, so he still isn't responding to the free. I do know he wasn't feeling well, but then when you come back to him, then he's very willing to go. So I think there's just still, for some reason, a lot of confusion here. Um, I feel like the confusion might be caused by stress, but I don't think that it is stress that is keeping him from moving forward, if that makes sense. I think it's confusion that keeps him from moving forward, and stress is causing the confusion. And I think the difference is, if stress was why he didn't want to go, then he would look more tentative when he went. But when he goes, then he looks fine. Um, so I really just don't know what to think about this, other than we've really got to clean up the release cue and make it. I think a lot of times people think of the stay as the stay, but there's also the release. He's got a great stay. He's not releasing on cue. So you need to do a lot of repetitions of the release. It's not the stay that we're worried about. So, giving your release word, tossing your treat forward so that he has to chase to get the treat, things like this. Um, and I guess what I would like to see is, why don't you send me a video of you doing some work at home in front of a jump. You're going to sit him, you're going to lead out, and you're going to release and reward at various points. So not always in the lead out position, but sometimes step one, sometimes while you're walking, sometimes walking, looking back, and then releasing. Kind of the full gamut of start line behaviors, but in practice. And let's see what we have there. The other thoughts that I had this morning were, I would like to see what happens if you start your dog in a down. And then you probably don't have a stand. Most people don't. There's no real reason to in agility. But it might be worth separately starting to work on a stand position as something that is completely different, maybe different enough that you can get a different behavior from him. So in a purely positive way, with no punishment and no pressure or force or anything, work on a stand behavior, and then once you have it, we can try it in competition and see how that works. Nice front cross before the dog walk. Beautiful. Stop there. This, I think, something might have caught his eye here, but I think more likely the issue here is whenever we stop at the bottom of a contact right next to our dog, then we are flat-footed on the way to the next obstacle. We are running from behind. And in this case, you running from behind creates pressure on him as he's heading to this jump, which he could conceivably read as rear cross. It immediately puts you a step behind. And so even if you stop your movement as he stops his 2 on, 2 off, stop your movement more like here, a couple of feet in front of the contact, looking back at your dog on the contact. And this is going to mean that then when you release, he's catching up and you're ahead and leading instead of behind, where he has to kind of interpret your motion. Okay, and that's the bar that falls too. The bar falls because I think in midair, like, it's kind of hard to see the definition of his face being a black dog, but I feel like just the way his feet land like this, it looks like he was starting to prepare to turn this way. That's what his body position looks to me like. He's basically waffling on which direction he should go while he's in midair, and that's what brings the bar down. we go. Very nice teeter. And a nice close. So those are the things that I would think about and work on.